Her friends convinced her to break up with me to test if I'd fight for her. I said, I fail. I blocked her number and started dating the friend who suggested the idea. My ex was horrified when she realized it was a setup to steal me. I, 29 male, just experienced the dumbest relationship ending of my life, and honestly, I'm still processing the sheer stupidity of it all. Been dating my girlfriend, 27, for about 2 years. Things were solid, not perfect, but good. We had our routines, our inside jokes, plans for moving in together next spring, normal relationship stuff. 3 weeks ago, she calls me, voice all serious, we need to talk. My stomach drops. Nobody ever says that for good news. What's up? I think we should break up. Silence. I'm just standing in my kitchen holding a box of pasta like an idiot. Okay, I finally say. Can I ask why? I don't think you're invested enough. You don't fight for us. You never chase me. I need someone who shows they care. I'm confused as hell. I literally drove 4 hours last month when your car broke down. I cook dinner 3 times a week. What are you talking about? That's just baseline stuff. I need passion. Someone who won't just let me walk away. And here's where I made my choice. I could have begged, could have asked what I needed to do differently. But you know what? I'm 29 years old. Too old for games. All right then, I said. If that's what you want. That's IT? You're not even gonna try? You just told me you want to break up. I'm respecting your decision. But don't you care? Of course I care. But I'm not going to beg someone to stay who doesn't want to. You made your choice. She got quiet. Then, fine. I guess that proves my point. I guess it does. Take care of yourself. I hung up, sat there for a minute feeling like I'd been hit by a truck. Then I blocked her number, deleted her from social media, boxed up the stuff she kept at my place. Done. Clean break. 2 days later, I get a DM on Instagram from her friend. Let's call her the friend. We'd met a handful of times at group hangings. She was always friendly, laughing at my jokes, that kind of thing. Hey, heard about you and her. That sucks. You doing okay? We chatted a bit. She was sympathetic, funny, easy to talk to. She suggested grabbing coffee to get my mind off things. Coffee turned into dinner. Dinner turned into actually having a really good time. She was smart, had her own graphic design business, loved the same weird indie movies I did. By the end of the night, there was definitely something there. I should probably tell you, she said as we were leaving the restaurant. I've kind of had a thing for you since we met. I know the timing is weird, but yeah. I appreciated the honesty. The timing is weird, but I had a really good time tonight. Me too. We kept hanging out. A week later, we were officially dating. It felt surprisingly right. Like maybe my ex did me a favor. Fast forward to yesterday. I'm at the grocery store when I run into my ex's other friend. She sees me, her eyes go wide, and she literally speed walks away. Weird. That night, the friend I'm dating comes over looking stressed. We need to talk about something. Oh, great. Here we go again. Your ex has been blowing up my phone, calling me a snake, a backstabber, all this stuff. Why? Because apparently, and I just found this out today, the breakup was supposed to be a test. I blink. A what? Her friends convinced her to break up with you, to see if you'd fight for her, to prove you really loved her. I guess they do this thing where they give each other relationship advice, and someone suggested it would be romantic if you chased after her or something. I literally laughed. Couldn't help it. Are you serious right now? Dead serious. And now she's losing her mind because you're dating me instead. She thinks I orchestrated the whole thing to steal you. Did you? She looked me dead in the eye. No. I suggested we grab coffee because I genuinely thought you seemed cool and I wanted to get to know you better. I didn't know about the test thing until today when she started screaming at me about it. I believed her. Everything about how we got together felt organic. So what do you want to do? I asked. I don't know. I feel bad. She's one of my oldest friends. But also, this is insane. Like, who does that? Someone who plays stupid games and wins stupid prizes. We decided to keep dating. I wasn't about to end something good because my ex decided to test me like I'm some character in a romance novel. Update 1. 1 week later. The fallout has been absolutely unhinged. My ex started a group chat with all her friends, including the one I'm dating, titled Intervention, at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday. The messages were gold. We need to talk about what's happening. This is not okay. He's my ex. There's a code. You literally planned this. You told me to break up with him. That last one was from another friend in the group. Guess some people have spines. Then my ex called me, from her mom's phone, because I had her blocked. Hello? Why are you doing this to me? I recognized the voice immediately. I'm not doing anything to you. We broke up. You broke up with me. Because I thought you'd fight for me, not move on in 2 seconds. It's been 3 weeks, and you told me you wanted someone who chases you. I'm not that guy. I told you that when we broke up. But I didn't mean it. It was supposed to make you realize what you'd lose. The manipulation was so blatant it was almost impressive. That's not how breakups work. You don't get to end a relationship as a test and then get mad when someone takes you seriously. Her friend knew what she was doing. She wanted you the whole time. Even if that were true, and I don't think it is, you still made the choice to break up with me. That's on you. I can't believe you're being so cold about this. I'm not being cold. I'm being an adult. We're done. Stop calling me. I hung up and blocked that number too. But wait, it gets better. 2 days ago, my current girlfriend shows me a post her friend made on her private Instagram. A whole essay about fake friends who steal your boyfriend, and snakes in the grass, and women who don't respect girl code. The comments were a mix of support and people calling her out. Apparently the full story had gotten around, and not everyone was buying her victim narrative. Then yesterday, her mom called me. Her mom. Hello? This is her mother. Che, I think you owe my daughter an apology. I almost hung up right there, but morbid curiosity won. For what exactly? For stringing her along and then immediately dating her friend. Do you know how humiliated she is? Ma'am, your daughter broke up with me. As a test. I didn't know it was a test because I'm not a mind reader. I took her at her word, moved on, and started seeing someone else. That's not stringing anyone along. She made a mistake. Young people do that. You should be more forgiving. I'm not mad at her. I just don't want to date someone who plays games. We're incompatible. That's it. Well, I think you're being very immature about this whole situation. I respect your opinion. Have a good day. Blocked that number too. My blocked contacts list is getting impressive. The current girlfriend and I talked about everything again. She felt guilty, like maybe we should cool things off until the drama died down. Do you want to? I asked. No, but I also don't want to be the reason your ex is having a breakdown. She's having a breakdown because her plan backfired. That's not your fault or mine. We agreed to keep dating, but be more low-key about it. No social media posts, that kind of thing. Just until the chaos calmed down. Spoiler alert, the chaos did not calm down. Update 2, 2 weeks later. Remember how I said things couldn't get more ridiculous? I was wrong. Last week, I went to my usual bar to watch the game with some friends. My ex showed up, at my bar, that she's never been to before. She spotted me, made a beeline straight over, and stood right in front of me while I'm mid-conversation. We need to talk. No, we don't. Please, 5 minutes. My friends were all staring. I didn't want a scene, so I stepped outside with her. What do you want? She immediately started crying. I miss you. I made a huge mistake. Can we please just talk about this? There's nothing to talk about. Yes, there is. We were good together. We had plans. We did. And then you ended it. I explained why. It was supposed to bring us closer. I just stared at her. Do you hear yourself right now? You broke up with me as a relationship test. That's manipulative. Even if I wanted to get back together, which I don't, how would I ever trust you again? I would never do something like that again. Right. Just like you'd never show up at my bar after I blocked you? She didn't have an answer for that. Look, I said, trying to be kind. I hope you find what you're looking for. But it's not me. It was never going to be me. We're done. Because of her. No, because of you. Because you listened to bad advice and made a bad choice. Own it and move on. I went back inside. She left. I thought that was the end of it. Nope. 3 days ago, the current girlfriend calls me panicking. She knows where I live. What? Your ex? She showed up at my apartment this morning, started banging on the door, yelling about how I ruined her life. My blood went cold. Did you call the police? No, she left after a neighbor threatened to. But I'm freaked out. I drove straight over. We filed a police report. The cop was sympathetic, but basically said unless she made a direct threat, there wasn't much they could do. Suggested a restraining order if it continued. That night, I got a text from an unknown number. "You turned her against me. Hope you're happy with your homewrecker." I screenshot it, added it to the police report file, blocked the number. But here's where things took a turn I didn't see coming. Yesterday afternoon, the current girlfriend and I are having lunch when she gets really quiet. "I need to tell you something." My stomach dropped. Nothing good ever follows that sentence. "Okay." When I suggested we get coffee after your breakup, I did know about the test. Everything stopped. What? Not that it was a test, but I knew her friends had been pushing her to do something dramatic, to shake things up. I didn't know the specifics until later, but I knew they were planning something. And you didn't think to mention that? I didn't think it mattered. I genuinely liked you. I saw an opportunity and took it. By waiting for my girlfriend to break up with me because her friends told her to? It's not like that. It's exactly like that. You knew her friends were manipulating her and you used it to your advantage. She started crying. "I'm sorry, I should have told you sooner. But everything between us is real, I promise." I sat there feeling like I'd been punched in the gut for the second time in a month. "I need some time to think about this. Please don't break up with me. I know I should have been honest, but you should have been honest from the start. That's literally the bare minimum." I left, drove around for an hour just processing everything. The test was stupid. My ex was manipulative, but my current girlfriend, she'd seen me as a target, someone to swoop in on when he was vulnerable. That's not love, that's opportunism. I texted her that night. "I can't do this. You weren't honest with me from the beginning. I need someone I can trust, and that's not you." She called immediately. I didn't answer. She texted, "Please let me explain. I made a mistake, but we're good together. Don't throw this away." I blocked her too. And suddenly I was single again. Because two different women thought playing games was a valid relationship strategy. Update 3. Final. It's been a month since I ended things with the current girlfriend. Or I guess ex-girlfriend now. This whole thing feels like a bad reality show. The aftermath was predictable, but still annoying. My most recent ex tried the whole "see, I told you she was a snake" routine. Sent me a long message about how she was right all along, how we were meant to be together, how this proved we should get back together. I responded with one word: no. Block that number too. I'm running out of numbers to block. She tried showing up at my gym. I complained to management. They banned her. Turns out stalking your ex isn't covered under their membership agreement. Her friend who spilled the beans about the test reached out to apologize. Said she felt guilty for not speaking up sooner. I appreciated it, but told her I wasn't interested in staying connected to that friend group. Too much drama. The most recent ex's friends have apparently split into two camps. Half think I'm a jerk who played both of them. Half think they're both idiots who deserve what they got. I don't care about either opinion. My actual friends have been solid. Lots of "man, you dodged 2 bullets, and next time date someone normal." One of them made me a playlist titled "Trust No One," which was both funny and depressing. Work became my refuge. Threw myself into this project I'd been putting off. Got praised by my boss for my dedication. Funny how heartbreak makes you productive. My apartment feels different now. I packed up everything from both relationships, donated most of it, bought new sheets, new coffee mugs, rearranged my furniture. Felt like cleansing the space. Went to therapy. My therapist was fascinated by the whole situation, a perfect storm of manipulation and poor boundaries. Asked if I saw any red flags I'd ignored. Honestly, with the first girlfriend maybe. She'd make these little comments sometimes about other couples, how the guy always knew exactly what to do without being asked. I thought she was just being romantic. Didn't realize she expected mind reading. With the second girlfriend, the red flag was literally her swooping in immediately after my breakup. I was just too flattered and hurt to see it. Lesson learned. Trust your gut. If something feels off, it probably is. Last week I ran into the first ex at the grocery store. She saw me, started walking over, then stopped. Just stood there staring. I grabbed my stuff and left. Didn't acknowledge her. She texted later from another new number. "I saw you today. You look good. Miss you." I forwarded it to the police as documentation and blocked the number. The officer I'd worked with before said if she contacted me again, we'd have enough for a restraining order. She hasn't contacted me since. Guess the threat of legal action finally got through. The second ex tried a different approach. Sent me a handwritten letter. 12 pages. 12 pages about her feelings, her mistakes, how she'd changed, how we had something special. I didn't read past page 2. Threw the whole thing away. Her best friend actually called me to say she'd cut her off. Said she couldn't support someone who'd manipulate a friend like that. Asked if I wanted to get coffee and talk about everything. Hard pass. I'm done with that entire social circle. Here's what I learned from this mess. People will show you who they are if you pay attention. My first ex showed me she valued drama over communication. My second ex showed me she valued opportunity over honesty. Breaking up doesn't make you the bad guy. Staying in something that doesn't work does. Anyone who tests your love doesn't actually love you. They love the idea of being chased. That's not a relationship. That's a performance. Some people will always paint themselves as the victim. Doesn't matter what actually happened. My first ex convinced herself I betrayed her by moving on. My second ex convinced herself she was justified in lying because her feelings were real. Neither of them can accept responsibility. And honestly, I'm okay with being single right now. Dating feels like navigating a minefield. Everyone's got hidden agendas or unresolved issues or friend groups giving them terrible advice. I'm focusing on me. Picked up woodworking. Made a bookshelf that only wobbles a little. Started running in the mornings, reading books I've been meaning to get to. My mom called last week to check in. She'd heard through the grapevine about both breakups. You doing all right? Yeah, actually, I am. Good, you deserve someone who doesn't play games. I'm starting to think those people don't exist. They do, just gotta be patient. Maybe she's right. Maybe she's not. Either way, I'm not in a rush to find out. A few people asked if I regret how I handled things. Honestly? No. I could have been messier. Could have aired everything on social media, could have gotten revenge, could have played games right back. But what would that accomplish? They're dealing with their own consequences. Lost friendships, damaged reputations, guilt. That's punishment enough. I walked away clean. No drama on my end. No ridges burned that I cared about keeping. Just 2 relationships that ended because the women involved couldn't be honest. That's not on me. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Single, slightly cynical, but generally okay. Building bookshelves and running at dawn and living my life. If my ex-girlfriends want to keep being miserable about choices they made, that's their problem. I'm good.